Welcome to the Powerful Komiksman podcast. This is Komiksman Jerald Dorado, and this is 40 Life Wisdom at 40. We are at number 6. That means we have 5 other life wisdom in the previous episodes, and 34 more upcoming ones. Okay, so this podcast is brought to you by Mutual Lux Cakes. That is our little online pastry shop. We have vegan. All of our products are vegan. Vegan cookies, cakes, even wedding cakes, and other surprise treats. There's just a lot of creative products in there. Check out at hello.miucha on Instagram and Facebook. That is at HELLO.MIUCCIA. Instagram and Facebook. Check it out, and I guarantee you're gonna your mouth's gonna water just looking at the photos, and I hope you get to try the stuff we have. Okay, so let's just go back to 40 life wisdom at 40. Okay, so as you can see, if you are on Facebook or on YouTube rather, uh, it is reject excuses. Number 6, reject excuses. Well, this is not a very unique advice, diba? Madami nang this is, you can always find this advice. Do not make excuses. Go for results, 'di ba? Wag ka kumbaga hindi, reject excuses. Echo derecho, 'di ba? This is I think every life advice, every life coach, every book na self-help would have this or some form of this advice. And it makes it a cliche, which also makes it true. Diba? Because I always say, parang cliches became cliches not for anything, diba? Parang naging cliche yan because it probably holds water. There's a lot of truth on that cliche, on that trope, that it has been time tested, and a lot of people agree. Even if it's cliche in movies, 'di ba? Parang okay, paulit-ulit 'yan, mga cliche, mga tropes na 'yan. But bakit siya paulit-ulit? Because they work. Whether you like it or not. Okay, it makes money, and it produces results. Okay, so I think most of you would have heard of this reject excuses, but this is this is really really I was thinking if I should put this, but of course I need to put this, diba? Even if it's been told countless of times. A lot of podcasts have already um tackled this topic already. But I thought I'm gonna put my own take on this. Kasi this is this is really one of the fundamental keys to success. Once you start making excuses, you start working, 'di ba? You start I think it is a process that starts with your brain. Uh, the first thing is gonna be recognizing that something is not going right. Diba? Recognizing that there is a problem, or even before that, recognizing that you're not getting the results that is desirable to you. Nakikita mo let's say, nalulugi yung business mo. O kaya, bumabagsak ka sa mga grades mo. And then, you ask why, and then you determine na you you pinpoint a weak spot na probably ito yung dito ako bumabagsak. Ito yung dahilan. So you start recognizing that there is a problem and you can identify the exact problem. Diba? It is a process eh. It is a mental process, and the this process is a process of freedom. It is a very liberating process if you fulfill it, if you complete the entire journey. Kasi if you're just gonna stop, hindi mo tatapusin yung process. Kasi the process will end that you get the desired results instead of the failing one, 'di ba? That you are currently in. You have reversed. Kumbaga, kung ano man yung situation mo na feeling mo hindi hindi nagwo-work para sa or causing you troubles and bad feelings, bad results and bad consequences to your life, whether it's financial or relationship or self-esteem or health. Well, sometimes magkakakonekta yan eh, 'di ba? Pero it's if you're gonna stop in just determining that there is a problem, then you would eventually fail. You will not stop. You're not gonna be able to reverse the trend. Diba? So after recognizing what is wrong, then probably sometimes kasi mahirap yun eh. Especially if you are, let's say, depende yan sa relation, sa situation pala. If the situation is about relationships, sometimes it is hard to admit if you pinpoint that you might be the problem, 'di ba? Na yung attitude mo might be the one causing the problems in the relationship, or let's say sa work, kasi sometimes you would rather blame other people. So blaming other people for the bad things that's happening in your life is a form of making excuses. Diba? You can't look at other people for the decisions that concern your life. Even kahit pa magulang mo yan, kahit pa asawa mo yan, wala, kahit anak mo yan, no matter how close that person is to you, the final say will always come from you, from yourself, from the deepest part of your soul. And you would need to really dig. You really need to dig in to para mahanap mo yun. And just digging through your own soul, through your own thoughts, kasi ang daming pagdadaanan yan. That is a tedious process. And probably a scary one to a lot of people. That's why it is hard. That's why they stop. That's why they get discouraged. It's too scary down there. It's too scary. It's too close to reality. Too close for comfort. Too much uneasiness confronting yourself. Kasi it's confronting yourself would mean you're challenging all of the things that you think works, all of the things that you thought make life easy for you. di ba? Or make life pleasurable. So if you're trying to lose weight, you know that alam mo yun, yung eating delicious food, that is comfort, that is delicious, that is pleasurable. Diba? If you are, alam mo yun, if you are a womanizer, alam mo yun, having sex with a lot of women is pleasurable. You get lots of rewards from physical and, alam mo yun, a lot of mental or I don't even social rewards. I don't know. Same goes with with other stuff na nagkakaroon ka ng conflict. So sometimes it's hard to it's hard to let go of that feeling of that euphoria. Pero what is ano yung nagiging consequence nun? We just talked about consequences in the past and number 5 before this episode, in the last episode rather. So that's facing consequences. So sometimes you don't want to let go of those amazing things, pero ang consequence nga is it will destroy other things that give pleasure to your life or that give value to you in your life and in the long run. Kasi let's say if your health, if your conflict is about your health, maybe you're not feeling it right now kasi bata ka pa. You're just in your 20s or 30s. Pero once you get 40, sisingilin ka na niyan. Trust me, it will happen if you don't, kasi I'm experiencing it right now. That's another reason why I'm doing this series, 40 Life Wisdom at 40. Kasi, alam mo yun, it's, I did not have the luxury of podcasts when I was in my 20s. Di ba? Hindi pa uso yung podcasting nun eh. Wala pang masyadong resource about this. I wasn't really interested in books. And I did not have a mentor. Di ba? My dad, yung father ko, hindi ko masyadong kasama. So was my mom. And so wala akong resources to learn about these things and give me a head start when I was much younger. So hopefully I can do that for someone, at least one person. Masaya na ako dun if there's one person who would enjoy this and learn from this series. That's already great. But kasi especially when you're young, it's easy to create it's easy to resort to excuses. Kasi one, you're healthy. At least most people, you're healthy, you are vibrant, you are strong, you are aggressive, you do not have lots of responsibilities just yet. Even if you feel like you do, trust me, dadami pa yung responsibilities mo or mag-iiba siya. Diba? So, alam mo yun, wala pa yan. Trust me, ano pa yan. Once you have committed to a lot of other things, as you grow old, either mag-iiba or madadagdagan yung responsibilities mo. But don't be scared. Okay, I'm not saying this to scare you. It's you can handle it. Pero it's just a different mindset when you're when you grow old, and the problems are gonna change somewhat. Some will remain kasi some problems will always be there, like bills, mga ganyan. Uh, so the problems are gonna change, but and so does your excuses. Yeah. But going back to the mindset. You need to reject resorting to excuses all the time. Kasi once you determine the problem, you would need to find a way to work around the problem. 'Di ba? So once you accepted that, and sometimes you would need to research. You would need to research paano ba ano ba yung how to approach. Sometimes you're gonna need help from other people, from your friends, family. Although not everyone is blessed enough to have those. If you have if you can have access to that, you have friends who are capable of helping you, then I mean, be grateful, because not everybody has that. If you don't have that, it becomes a little bit more challenging, 'di ba? And even if you have that, you would also need to be humble and accept that you need help. You need humility. And sometimes people have a problem about being humble. 'Di ba? Madaming ano yan eh. It's easy to say to drop the excuses. Pero like I said, this is a journey, and you would need to process a lot of sub journeys throughout that main voyage. No, hindi ano yan eh. Hindi madami kang pwedeng ayusin. Madami kang kailangang ayusin and confront about yourself before you get to your desired result. Kasi kasi it only becomes hard kasi naging habit mo na eh. And it's hard to yung habit na naging pattern na yan, na parang masarap kumain ng delata sa madaling araw. Masarap kumain ng pansit canton, 'di ba? Kahit hindi mo naman kailangan, kasi minsan ganun ginagawa ko eh. Kakain ako minsan ng parang okay, kasi I work at night. Wala akong ginagawa, walang ibang gising, kakain na lang ako, 'di ba? Although sometimes hindi naman ako nagugutom. Mga ganun. And then I go back sitting. I skip on working out. So it becomes a habit. Pag naging habit yan, parang you will need to snap. Yun pala ang kailangan mangyari. Once you determine, parang you would need to snap. Kasi if you're, alam mo na ano eh, alam mo na may problema ka. And you need to determine the pattern of your actions. Tapos makikita mo, it's like a river that keeps flowing in one direction. Parang you would need to, there's something that needs to happen in your brain that would make you decide na okay, tama na. You need to cut that habit, 'di ba? That river, yung flow. And once you do that, dun magsisimula yung action, 'di ba? And sometimes you just need to start. I think we have another life wisdom about starting. I think I have that in my notes. 'Di ba? So you just need to start, and then yun na. Follow through. Start and follow through. And ang maganda dyan, if you follow through, siguro may hirapan ka lang ng konti. May hirapan ka for some time. Pero you can always train yourself to create new habits. Diba? New habits that's more healthy, that's more productive, and it could become your new normal. Diba? And that's how you get the results. And that's how you're gonna, if you can, let's say, an example would be waking up early, diba? Or being more organized. Those are little things that would help you kasi ang mga excuses mo would be to wala kang oras, kaya hindi ako makapag-workout kasi walang oras, o tinatamad ako, diba? Doon sa tinatamad ka, parang you would need to weigh in Parang you need to snap. Okay, tinatamad ako. If I don't work out, di mamatay ako ng maaga. Baka tataba ako ng tataba, baka baka atakayin na lang ako sa puso ng isang araw, or alam mo yun, it will limit my movement. Who knows what will happen? Baka ma-stroke ako, di ba? And it's gonna affect the quality of my life. Siyempre, malamang ayaw mo nun. Di ba? Malamang ayaw mo nun. Di mo gusto. If you are fine with that, I suppose that's okay. Pero weirdo ka. Di ba? I would think there's something wrong with you if you prefer that. Yun. Ay medyo nawala ako, pero it's how you handle yourself. It's yung mga excuses kasi sometimes it is a combination of other little excuses na parang you would need an overhaul of your entire lifestyle, and that would mean changing patterns that you have lived, that you have followed for many years, reorganizing your life, your schedules, your room. Lahat yun nakaka-apekto in making that decision to start something and not making excuses. Siguro kasi it's easy to understand not making excuses and that you should not do it, diba? But what I'm trying to express is bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng excuses, diba? Siguro yun ang what I'm really pointing at. And if you can determine why you have that excuse at all in the first place, then maybe it would be easier to kasi madaling sabihin na puro ka excuse. Parang wag mong isipin 'yan. Why can't you just jog, 'di ba? Madaling sabihin 'yon without understanding why the person doesn't want to jog. Maybe like me, kunyari, I'll just make myself an example. Hindi ako nakakapag-jog kasi tanghali ako magising, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Pwede mag-jogging sa gabi, pero I'm working at night. I would need to restructure my schedule para ma-accommodate yung jogging. And sometimes it's hard to do, 'di ba? And alam mo, actually yun ang mas madali kasi if you just need to restructure your schedule. But what if meron ka palang trauma about jogging? Nakagat ka ng aso. O kaya, I don't know, psychological thing, di ba? Na parang, ayoko na mag-jogging kasi nakagat ako ng aso. Alam mo yun? Maybe it's funny to some of you, pero if that psychological trauma to the one who experiences it, mahirap i-overcome yun, di ba? So you would have to deal with your fear with that trauma first. Or you can resort to, well, maybe you can just get a treadmill, di ba? Mga ganun 'di ba? Parang kasi if you're sasabihin mo, niyayaya mo yung tropa mo, magja-jogging kayo. Kaso yun nga, takot siya sa aso. Tapos magagalit ka, ayaw kong samahan. So that's not gonna be productive. Makakasama pa lalo yun dun sa taong tinutulungan mo. So it's hard to judge sometimes. That's my point. And sometimes it's easy na sabihin mo lang wag ka mag-excuse. Pero you would need to have an introspective look into your soul, into your life to determine kung bakit. And you can start with that. And then after mong let's just complete the cycle, 'di ba? So after mong magi-start ka na, let's say naayos mo na yung mga stuff na yun. Sometimes naman kasi it's hard kasi you can always also just let's say takot ka nga na traumatize ka nga dahil sa aso. Parang try mo ulit mag-jog. Parang gather the courage. Baka kaya mong baka okay. Let's say nangyari yung dati, bata ka pa, malamang patay na yung aso na yun. 'Di ba? Wala dun sa village nyo ngayon, wala nang nangangagat na aso. So medyo irrational na yung fear mo, 'di ba? Or you live in a different village now, parang ganun, or different place. I don't know. So there are kumbaga parang yung mga experiences mo before, iba na yung situation right now. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. Maybe what I'm saying is bullshit. Pero what I'm saying is there are ways to overcome these problems. And kung mabigat talaga, you can always seek professional help. Diba? Pero that's another way para to stop making excuses. But hopefully siguro hopefully hindi ganun kadami yung nangangailangan nun. And to the average listener of this show, you just need mental fortitude to stop making excuses. Kasi once you actually started doing that, doing the things, revamp your schedule, start working out, stop being toxic. Well, ang haba ng toxic. I'm gonna digress again if I'm gonna tackle that. Stop. Kumbaga, be more responsible, be more tawag doon, yung hindi ka nalilate, be more punctual, then you're gonna see the results coming in, and that would be cathartic. That would be freeing, liberating, and that would feel great because you have succeeded on something. No matter how small you might think it is. Alam mo yun, ako, one of my struggles is my body clock. I always make excuses. Ganun talaga yung body clock ko eh. ganito yung, since college pa lang ako, ganito na yung schedule ng katawan ko. Pero I knew that, alam mo yun, even though I could live like that, there have been parang cons on on living nocturnally sa gabi, 'di ba? Kasi unang-una walang government offices, madaming tao, mga friends mo tulog na, 'di ba? So madaming parte ng buhay mo na pwede maapektuhan. And sometimes it becomes a problem. So I try my best to adjust my body clock most of the time. Actually, I'm having a lot more success now. And every time na nagigising ako ng umaga na may araw, mga 7 a.m. gising na ako to 8 to 9, it just feels yun, so good. Big deal sa akin yun. And to most people, wala lang yun. So what? I do that all the time. 'Di ba? Gising na ako ng ganitong oras. Yung mga magsasaka, parang pagtatawanan nila ako, anong big deal dyan? Kasi ganun yung pag magsasaka ka, malamang maaga kang magising kasi kailangan mo, you need to maximize the daytime. 'Di ba? Yung mga hindi pa ganun kainit, syempre hindi pa ganun kainit pag umaga. Mahirap magtrabaho pag tanghaling tapat na tapos nasa bukid ka, 'di ba? So most of the time maaga talaga magising yung mga yan. And to them, if I'm gonna tell, kung ipagyayabang ko sa kanila na nagising ako ng maaga, ganito, alas 7, di ba? Baka sabihin nila tanghali na yun. But my point is, hindi siya it doesn't matter to me kasi to me that is personal achievement ko yun. And to me, alam ko na mahirap sa akin yun. Yung effort na gawin para i-reverse yung body clock ko at times. And that is a personal victory. And it feels great. Makes me want to do it over and over again. Especially now, ngayon, kasi ang problema ko with exercising is sometimes there's a year that I would be active in working out, and then another year would follow na I would not go to the gym at all. But then again, I'm getting older. Pwedeng mag-iba yung motivation ko. Ayokong atakihin sa puso. Okay lang na mamatay ako ng maaga, pero if I can, kumali mo, madisgrasya ako, mahulog ako sa bangin bigla, diba? Wala na ako doon. Wala akong magagawa kung ganun. Tamaan ako ng kidlat. Kasi there's nothing I can do about that. Pero a heart attack, I can do something about that. Okay? And if I can do something, if there's something that I can do para hindi ako mamatay, then I would do that. Diba? Yun ang sinasabi ko. I think you got most of what I want to say about rejecting excuses. I'm sure you've read a lot of things already about the topic, but just add everything I said on this episode on what you already know, and if you want to know more about that, kasi medyo iba yung take ko eh. I took an introspective approach on the topic. Pero there's a lot of resources that you can read about yung mas nakaka-pump up. Diba? Daming ganyan. Jocko Willink, Joe Rogan. Those are some of the best sources for these kinds of motivation. Si Gary V, of course. And ayan, mga Tony Robbins. And I'm sure this is a very popular topic that you can find anywhere online, and they make that your advantage. And alam mo yun, build confidence, build the fortitude, build the character, and reject excuses. Do not be a bitch. Conquer your inner bitch. Yun sinasabi ni Joe Rogan eh. Conquer your inner bitch. That, ano yun, yung voice telling you, stop, hindi telling you na just lay back. Tell them fuck you. Diba? Tell them to fuck off. Diba? You want to do something. You want to produce results. And that's what you're after. All right. That's it. Powerful Comicsman podcast. Watch out for the next life wisdom on the next episodes. Paalam.